Please welcome someone you already know, Dodong Cacanando. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm going to ask you questions first, and then after that, they're going to ask you some questions. Sure. Dodong, thank you.
Good morning.
You know, you flew from where?
Cagayan.
Cagayan.
From Bukidnon, went to Cagayan and then flew here.
Last night?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
You and I are very special. He flew just to be with us.
Yeah, I like what you're doing. And when I was here in World Summit, I was actually amazed with what you were doing. Initially, I have different thoughts about Truly Rich. And I'm here because I like to support what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You've been speaking. The reason why we're here right now is because it was Rex who recommended you.
Yeah, idol ko yan.
You were speaking in, I think, in Dubai together, and then he said, this guy is very, very good. And so we looked you up, and yep, we did some research.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So Dodong, can you just maybe start give us a like from the beginning, like who was Dodong? And I know you talked a little bit already in the talk about it, but can you maybe some people here would like to refresh their memory, and some people were not in the World Summit, so can you just share a bit?
I used to work for Hewlett-Packard. The last position I had was I was assistant country manager of their test and measurement business. It's the very technical part of HP. And the reason I'm in Bukidnon, I did not really resign because of Bukidnon. In 1997, I literally heard a voice that told me to leave. You know, in 1997, all of a sudden, I lost the joy of work. And I felt that God was putting a burden sa akin. He was telling me, what's between you and me? Parang what's preventing you from giving more of yourself to me? And I struggled about that. And finally, when I felt, I was telling God, sige Lord, I will do what you want me to do. I will go where you want me to go. Parang sabi ko lang sa kanya, wag mo na akong kulitin. Immediately, the day after, when I went to work, I saw the office, I literally wanted to throw up. And all of a sudden, I lost the joy of work. And now, I struggle because in 1997, the Asian economy collapsed. So I was telling God, this is the worst time to leave a job. So I struggled with that, and I was asking God, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? In July of 1997, I was jogging in our subdivision, and yung Walkman pa ho kami nun. Wala pa kaming iPad nun. So yung Walkman ko started to turn off. And my mind was thinking, maybe God will talk to me, but I feeling ko impression lang yan. When I started to run, I turned off the Walkman, I literally heard a voice that said, leave. And I looked around, walang tao sa kalye. So I immediately ran. I went home. I nagsumo ko sa misis ko. I heard this voice.
My gosh.
And then, however, I'm not a pastor. I'm not a priest. I was nobody in the church. So I decided to ask God for miraculous signs to confirm. And He did. He did many miraculous things. I told my wife, I need to resign. Otherwise, I will sin against God. And so when I resigned, I basically forfeited my retirement. Only had 4 months worth of my salary as a saving. One thing led to another, which eventually brought us to Bukidnon. We're not from Bukidnon, and we have no friends or relatives done. And we just felt that was where God wanted me to be. However, I thought that God just wanted me to live a simple life. Alam mo, Christians were supposed to suffer. So from a nice house, God gave us a small container van, a 20-foot container van. That's where we live because walang pera eh. So that's how we started. I started the farm. We were able to borrow money from the family to start a piggery. We grow hogs from Monterey. So basically, kaya kami andon.
Dodong, why farm?
No, not really farming. That's not really farming. I was telling God, I will go where my wife says so. Ang rason, di ba?
That's a good attitude, huh?
Di ba? Kasi paniwala ko, brother Bo, para tahimik, di ba? Pag sabihin ko sa misis ko, pag ayaw mo mag-submit, di ako magsasubmit. Di ba? Di wala tayong problema. No, but basically, I was telling God, I was asking God, where do you want me to go? And I was thinking, dapat my wife would like it. So I told God, let my wife choose. Kasi I can easily adjust.
Yes.
And so, sabi niya sa akin, saan tayo pupunta? In my mind, sabi ko, nag-collapse ang Asian economy, business is very bad in Manila, Visayas was very expensive also. So when she asked me, sabi ko, Cagayan de Oro. However, problem, we've never been to Cagayan de Oro.
Oh my gosh.
In my mind lang, sabi ko, if we sell the house, I need to go to a place where I can extend the money longer. And Cagayan de Oro was to me, tatlo lang na lugar yan sa Manila, sa Mindanao na safe. Jensan, Davao, and Cagayan de Oro.
Yes.
20 years ago, Cagayan de Oro was the least progressive.
Oh.
So I was thinking, if my wife likes Cagayan de Oro, okay, I'll look for a business that I can do. Brought her to Cagayan de Oro. The first thing the family who hosted us did was brought her to Monday sale. Yun yung tinatakbuhan niya. So first thing she said, sabi niya, I don't like Cagayan de Oro. Sabi ko, patay.
Oo nga.
And so sabi ko, pasyal na lang tayo. That weekend, somebody brought us to Bukidnon.
Ayun.
When we went to Bukidnon, in Manolo for Teacher, we live now, merong tawag Tabo. Tabo is market day. And natuwa siya, may naghihila ng kambing, may nagdadala ng manok. They were trading.
Wow.
And natuwa siya. And then we went to Malaybalay, we went to a zigzag place. She was beside me. Then she said, you know, it would be nice to live in a place like this.
Wow.
But the miracle there is my wife was born in Pasay, grew up in Makati, worked in New York. For her to say, I like to live in a place like this, was really a miracle. So when I heard that, I went home, did not tell her, I resigned.
Wow.
Not because she said she likes Bukidnon.
Yeah.
Because I know I have to resign.
Yes.
I just know that she wants to live in Bukidnon.
Yeah. Dodong, there's one question in my mind that I can't wrap my mind around. I mean, of course, I know the answer, but still it is shocking that you had this job, you had this paycheck, and it's a high position, and for you to resign. And then I know that because I heard your talk, there was no big savings. There was a little.
Yeah.
But how? Why?
What basically happened, Brother Bo, was I did not want to resign. Okay? It was just the miracles that I asked for. I heard the voice in July of 1997, and I cannot rely on the voice, baka kasi basisan galing yan, di ba?
Yep.
So I asked God for 3 signs. The signs I asked, sabi ko, 1, give me a very good performance so that nobody can accuse me of abandoning them. Because I felt during that time, that was the only year I will miss my quota. One of my record in HP, I always hit quota. That year, alam ko hindi. Because market was very bad. So I asked God, I told God, will you allow me to hit my target? And then sabi ko, Lord, wala akong pera. My financial habits were very, very bad during the time. I have not met Rex yet. So my financial habits was very bad. So wala akong pera.
Yeah.
So I asked God, Lord, can you give me 4 months worth of my salary? I don't know how. And then lastly, when that was July, in August of that year, there were 2 managers one from Singapore and the other sa US, sabi, dumating sila sa Pilipinas, sabi na, it's been confirmed, you're going to be promoted next year. I will become full country manager.
Ooh.
So sabi ko kay God, Lord, if you promote me, I will get confused and give me more money. So sabi ko, don't promote me. As a sign lang.
That's the second sign.
So 3 signs, di ba? Let me meet target, allow me to have 4 months worth of my salary, and do not promote me.
Wow.
Okay? So comes October, last month of our fiscal year. I needed $1 million to hit target.
Yeah.
And that was big during the time. First 27 days, benta namin $58,000. Lapit, no? So I went home, I told my wife, mali yung boses, I'm not leaving, hindi kay God yun. But come that October 28, yung fax machine namin, matanda na, fax machine pa noon. Yung fax machine namin started to print out one order after another.
Oh.
And people started to call me saying, we need to buy now. So it seemed that all our customers were trying to, nag-uubos ng pera by October. And that was October. Okay, we were very, very busy by our order processing. Hindi ko na pinauwi, hotel namin. In 4 days, we sold $2 million.
Oh my gosh.
Double our target.
Oh my.
We finished second best in Southeast Asia. Okay, there were only 3 countries who met quota. We were number 2. Hindi ako na-promote.
Wow.
And my bonus, guess how much my bonus was?
4 months.
4 months worth of my salary.
Wow.
And so I told my wife, I will sin against God if I do not resign.
Oh my gosh.
So it was not about the money. It was He answered them in a miraculous way that I cannot deny it.
Whew.
So yun yung rason.
It's so scary to ask God, tell me what to do and give me these signs.
Yeah.
Because the moment He says it
Yes.
and then the signs appear, it's like,
Yes.
you have no choice.
I have no choice. I have no choice.
Wow.
I felt I would really sin against Him.
So, one of the things that really struck me about your story is that you said how much money you had. I mean, like you said, you were not a great, financial habits were not
I
really.
basically had around 500,000.
Oh my gosh,
That was the only money I had.
that was scary.
Yeah.
500,000, but of course, if God is there, then it's not scary. But still,
Yeah.
humanly speaking, it's.
Yes.
And then you move from a nice house to a container van
Yes.
in
Yes.
the boondocks.
Yes.
22 meter.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did your kids react?
No, they were happy. When we moved, my son was 4 years old, my daughter was 6. In fact, the first time we went to Cagayan, so inikot namin sila, namasyal kami, no? And when we were going home, my daughter started to cry. And so yung nanay niya sabi, why are you crying? Sabi niya, Mama, I don't like to go back to the Philippines. I like it here. Akala niya, nag-abroad kami. Kasi she was 6 years old eh. When we finally arrived, they were like fish you throw in water. Started to climb trees. They were very happy. Started to catch grasshoppers.
Wow.
Okay, happy sila lahat. My wife was struggling because wala kaming maid, wala kaming pera siya. And hindi niya to ginagawa. Naglalaban, nagluluto. Bunso yan eh. So spoiled yan. So ginawa niya. Ako naman, every day I wake up scared. And that's the reason why I read the Bible. My journey with the Bible was started only because I always wake up scared. So I read it hoping that I can find comfort from God.
Wow.
That's just the start of my journey with the Bible.
That's so beautiful. And then your first business was Monterey.
Yeah, we grow hogs for Monterey. We were able to borrow money from the family of my wife. And pati yan, Brother Bo, may kwento yan.
Go ahead.
So we found land. Mahaba yung kwento ng land. And finally, we found land. And I can't go back I can't go to the bank because the bank, ang interest 18%, and have nothing to give as collateral. So I was telling my wife, let's try your family. Because in 1996, his brother who was living in the U.S. came back and said, we're selling our land in Pasig. They own Varifold. And so they have this land in Pasig. Sabi, nag-appreciate na, mataas na. Pag nabenta, let's do business. But that was 1996. This time, 1997, the Asian economy collapsed. And 1998, real estate was very, very bad. So I told my wife, let's try your family. But my wife immediately reacted. Di ba? Sabi niya, bunso ako. Mapipressure yan, tutulungan tayo. Ayaw niya. Ako naman, sabi ko, God has opened so many doors. Let's just try. Pag hindi, ibig sabihin, hindi tayo pangbukin nun because there's no way we can get the money. So, there was this, every Sunday, the family gathers and they will talk. So I said, can we tell you what we'd like to do in Bukidnon? And they agreed. Ito proposition ko, Brother Boha. Parang sasabihin ko, yung bunsuhon yung anak, yung paborito nyo, dadaling ko sa Mindanao. Sa Mindanao, magbababuyan kami. Pwede ho bang pautang? Di ba ang ganda ng aking proposition, di ba? Ang ganda-ganda ng proposition. I know they will reject it. But when I finished, the mother immediately said, now I understand. Why this pastor who would come every week sa bahay taught us for 1 year about Abraham. Hindi ko alam paano niya napahaba yung kwento ni Abraham for 1 year.
Oh my God.
But sabi niya, 1 year niyang pinag-aaralan, and then she said, because my daughter is leaving.
Wow. Just for the info of some people, Abraham was called from the land of Ur to Canaan. So that thing, that was a crazy, beautiful story in the Bible. Go ahead.
Yeah. But then they said, we don't have the amount you need. We only have half. But it was a lot of millions already. I did not ask. I did not ask where they got the money.
Yeah.
Kasi the market was very bad eh. 5 years after, my sister-in-law told me, would you like to know where we got the money?
Yeah.
So sabi niya, before you came, we got a lot of orders, big orders, millions of pesos, mga hotels daw, and lahat sila nag-down payment.
Oh.
So they have excess money. They don't know what to do.
At that time.
So I realized, God blessed them to bless us. So yun ang kwento namin parati. Even our land ganon. Somebody found land, prepared it, and ang interesting pa, Brother Bo, because sabi nung Monterey, they took most of their grower 8 months to look for land, 4 months to work on the permit kasi madugo yung for permit means mayor. Okay? So 1 year. When I gave up the idea of having a farm because I don't have time to look for land, Monterey called and told me, there's this grower who has found land, developing it, the permit is running, would you like to see? So I said, yes. When I went there, I asked this person, when did you find the land?
Yes.
Ano sabi niya? July of 1997.
Oh my gosh.
The month that I heard the voice.
Yeah.
So apparently, I always tell people, Brother Boa, that because they tell me, grabe leap of faith, but I always tell them, I did not leap in faith. I was so scared, I did not leap in faith. I walked in faith, meaning, if nothing happened, I will not move.
Yes.
So apparently, God was already doing
by
something before He even asked me to move.
Beautiful.
So ganun, up to now, I will not act unless I really believe. Like for example, you Shell invited me, di ba?
Yeah.
Before, and kaibigan ko si Rex. And I always get excited when I am invited because I get to tell God's story.
Yes.
This is not my story. I believe this is God's story.
Yes.
So kasi sabi ko, promise ko I'll go where you ask me to go.
That's right.
So I believe He opens doors. I just go. I just join God whenever He opens something. Up to now, that's what I do. And even this is an invitation. This is God's doing na I can tell His story.
Yes. So it's almost like the land that you're working in now was just fell in your lap. It was prepared.
Yeah, somebody prepared it for me. Even the permit, it was running already.
Oh gosh. Okay. After Monterey, what happened? What? Because now I know that you are one of the biggest suppliers of lettuce in the Philippines.
Used to.
Yes.
Used to, not anymore.
And you, because you've got new stuff now.
Yeah.
So but from there, what happened? Monterey, what happened next?
Ang nangyari, but maybe before I tell you the business opportunity, maybe first let me tell you how I approach the business.
Yeah.
Because of all this miracle, I told God, Lord, I'm dedicating the business to you. Meaning, I will give it back to you. As I studied the Bible, I realized I was very foolish by saying that. Because I saw that in your creed. Then I realized God owns the farm. So I said, how can I even dedicate something I do not own? So now I said, you own the farm, I'm your steward. So everything you say, I will do. So the reason, earlier I was telling you about how we do our farming, no? But the start of it was, I said, everything I read in the Bible, I will do. So I copied the garden. You know, the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
And that's my model. So everything I do, I believe God owns the farm, so I did not want to waste anything. One of the problem of a piggery is ang hirap i-manage ng manure. Mabuti pa ang chicken farm because you can easily sell that. And I did not want to bring the farm to court, DNR again, ganun, no? So I said, I need to now use the manure for something good.
Yes.
And that's how I got into vegetable business.
Oh.
When I got into the vegetable business, I was just doing it to augment the income. Kasi one of the things I realized, pag contractor ka or franchisee ka, I hope I will not offend anybody.
Yeah.
You will live a comfortable life, pero di ka yaman.
Yep.
Because you only get a very small portion of the
Yes.
income. So I was telling my wife, there's no way we can improve if we're a grower. So I started growing vegetable. And all I wanted was to add to the income.
Yeah.
However, I believe that it's God's business, so I need to do well. I need to excel.
I love that. I
Okay?
love that.
And there were two things na problema ko.
I love that. Did you pick up that attitude? If it's God's business, you should excel.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
And the other thing that I have to manage is wala kaming pera. You see, my wife did not want to borrow. So sabi ko nga sa'yo, di ba, pag ayaw mag-submit, ako magsasubmit. Di wala kaming pera. So, I have to find a way to increase income without money. And ito na-notice ko, Brother Bo, the Filipinos are very creative. Huwag mo lang bigyan ng pera. Kasi pag binigyan mo ng pera ang Pilipino, they start to...
I totally agree.
Diba?
Wow.
They start to go crazy.
Yeah.
Pero pag wala silang pera, they become very creative. And so that's what God did to us. So we became very creative. We were able to do things na hindi ginagawa ng ibang tao. And then one day, Monterey called. Out of the blue, Monterey called and said, we'd like to see your farm. I said, why? Because people have been telling us, sell to Monterrey. No, not Monterrey, McDonald's. McDonald's came.
McDonald's came.
Sorry,
Okay.
Manap. They called me and they said, we'd like to see your farm. I said, I don't like to sell to Manila. I don't know how to bring my produce to Manila.
Yeah.
And I know this corporate mindset, dapat ganito ka. One day they came, they went around the farm. This quality person, sabi, she's very strict, but she went around the farm, she saw our system. Then she asked me, can you go to Australia? Sabi ko, why? What will I do in Australia? Sabi niya, we'd like to train you. So sabi ko, sinong ibang farmer kasama? Sabi, ikaw lang. With the processor. They like what they saw, how we were running, but we were very small. And the reason why they were looking for a farm, because the quality of lettuce in Benguet was not good during the time. And so for some time, we were the biggest lettuce supplier of McDonald's for around 8 years, until Benguet decided to be good also.
Oh.
So now they're very good. It's now not financially practical to buy from us because of logistics. So we've lost that business.
Okay.
But we went through that.
Amazing.